Anybody here? Oh, come on. It went to default. Now you can see all the mess in my fucking room. Oh, come on. I guess there's no way for me to zoom so you guys can't see all the clutter on my desk. Oh, well. What's going on, everybody? Say hello so I can, I know you're there. So, while I'm waiting, I guess I'll try and hide the bed at least. All right. Me being a clutter bug is now out there for the world to see. Oh well, at least I'm not alone, right? All right, that should help that cheek. Oh, all right. You're not supposed to be on camera. So how'd that happen? I'm gonna have to sacrifice this side of the room a little bit. Get things centered. Let's leave the laundry basket. Hey, what's going on, Snug? How you doing, buddy? Just finalizing things. Rough night. Yeah, it looks good because I'm just shooting again straight from the webcam into YouTube. Uh, I got to work this thing out with OBS. Once I do that, then I'm officially going to start the podcast. You know, once I get rid of all those problems. But till then, we'll do things this way and be a little more informal. So what's going on? How's everything in Kansas? You know, I had my heart set on moving to Kansas once, and I was that close. If I could have found a good deal, then I would have been gone. Yeah, that's what I hear. You know, I actually thought it would be a little bit better than here, but it's a little more wild. The weather's a little more wild out there. It gets a little hotter, it gets a little colder, and well, tornadoes. So, but I actually have a friend in Kansas, a guy I went to high school. Well, I didn't go to high school with him. My brother did. Uh, he's trying to remember. Is he in? I think Wichita. He's near Wichita, or there's Wichita down at the bottom, and then there's um, Topeka, right? I think that's how it is. I think he's in Wichita. Anyway, thanks for joining me. How's everything? So, I got a couple of things I want to share with you guys today. I want to talk to you guys and see what you guys think about builds for the future. I got a few guitars out that I want you guys to check out. And, well, not the orange one in the corner. But I have 4 here that I want you and a few other guys I want to get some opinions on. What should we do next? That'd be after the bass conversion bass to guitar conversion is done, and after the guitar kit's coming. I'm waiting on a confirmation that it's been shipped, but I got a confirmation from the company that everything's a go. They're going to be sending me a headless kit. There's one that I showed you last week. A long week. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope it was just a tough work week and nothing more than that. But a long week is over. It always sucks. So, is there anybody else here? So maybe I should set this up so I can watch from here. So, okay. Well, at least somebody's busy. For me, it's slow. Where I live, it's the southern tip of New York City, of New York State. So everybody works in Manhattan, and everybody in Manhattan goes on vacation in the summer because from like September through December is busy season and then holiday season. So they don't want anybody taking any time off. Lots of finance people, all that. So they're not on the island; they're gone. So most people, it's quiet. So which is nice because these days in New York City, lots of gunplay, lots of silence. Go Democrats. So, oh yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. A building selling for a major loss? Absolutely not. Definitely wouldn't surprise me at all because there are companies leaving by the drove. They're leaving left and right, and retailers they're leaving too. So far, they've just been closing the stores in the worst neighborhoods, the ones that the neighborhoods where they're pillaging everything in sight. Those stores are all gone. So, and they're just talking about leaving the state completely. And I can't blame them. But at the same time, guys like me need work. You know what I'm saying? This town has gotten so. Uh, you got to know someone. It doesn't matter what degree you have or anything like that. You need to know someone, or you need to get a city job, and then you can do okay. But if you don't know someone, then you're going to have problems because everybody's online for union jobs and all the good ones. So it's tough. So finding anything like when you need a job that's going to be decent, that's almost impossible. So, but yeah, most New York City office buildings are almost empty or half empty these days. It used to be packed full, but now they're empty. I'm surprised that people haven't started using them to as houses and trying to squat in them and keeping them. The whole system is rigged. Uh, yeah, basically, it's all about. I mean, it's 8 million people, so everything's high competition. You gotta know somebody, or you gotta hear about something, and you gotta get online early, and then hope you know somebody online who knows someone. You know what I mean? Like if I want to, like for example, if I want to get a city job, I'm not a veteran. I'm not any particular race except being white. I am not female, so I can't get like small business loans. Not that they say no, but you're at the bottom of the list. When it comes to jobs, like city jobs, you're automatically lower than everybody else. I could get a 100% on a New York City test, and people will do better than me because they get points added onto their scores, uh, even if it's 100. Okay, just because they qualify for something else. Yeah, well, right now it's 8 million because we got tons of those illegals here, and they're taking up all the housing as well. So I got lucky. You know, and through somebody, the person who used to be in this place, that was my brother. We were able to get a deal on a place. and get in here. Otherwise, we'd be paying about another $1,000 a month, and I'd probably be homeless, or the city would actually be paying to paying my rent, even though I'm actually working. So this is not a place to come and live anymore. So yeah, what's up, JMK 2112? You're having similar issues in California, aren't you? Right? So yeah. Thanks for joining me, 2112. Appreciate you, man. How's everything? I'm glad you showed up. I'm looking to get as many people as possible to give me their thoughts on what to do next. I was telling Snug Doris earlier that I got several guitars here that I want to see which one you guys want to do after we do the bass to guitar conversion. Everything is worse here. Yeah. Yeah, I can only imagine how California is. I hear stories. There's all the restaurants are closing. Like any fast food places are all closing. Your governor is a moron, an absolute moron, doing it on purpose, letting fires burn, all that. I remember that stuff. San Francisco is insane, and it's just the hyper liberalism, or what they're using liberal, wrapping around the word liberalism, because it's really not liberalism. It's actually racism and abuse. It's whatever it is. It's freaking abuse. All right? And YouTube is probably gonna like demonetize this video now. So So I don't understand when you say with JMK, when you say it'll be better when we live here. I don't quite follow. You don't live in California, or you're somewhere else? I don't follow. Anyway, so since I got at least two of you guys here, let me show you what I'm thinking about working on. I got 4 guitars here. This is a Leo James single cut standard, basically a Les Paul Jr. with a Scorpion on the front, and it's not a bad guitar. If you want to check out the review, San Diego for 3 more months. Okay. Oh, so you're right there at the border. So you got a front row seat. You might want to start a YouTube channel and just find a spot where you can just record that or stream it live. And yeah, and you should stream video live on a YouTube channel or Rumble. Was it Rumble? I think it's Rumble. Anyway, yeah, you would make bank, bro. Tons of people would watch that. Tons of people. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. You do a live stream. Yeah, they don't. It's a free speech forum. You know what I mean? So I'm thinking about putting stuff on there and seeing what happens. I actually did start a channel over there, but I put 1 video up, and then I never went back. But Rumble's changed since then. So it might be a good idea to start doing the Rumble channel too. But I'm one guy doing one. I can't even figure out how to do all this and post to Instagram and Facebook and X on the regular. So how am I supposed to do multiples? And I'm going to be starting the podcast soon. So anyway, so this is one of the ones I was thinking about working on. I think it would really benefit from like the copper, that dirty copper look. And I know Geiger makes a bunch of stuff. Maybe I can get Geiger to give me a bunch of stuff to put on this. Pickups aren't bad. They got to get changed. Everything else works more or less as it should. And the tuners, if I remember correctly, I was very impressed with them. Yeah, I'm thinking that dirty copper on this would look really cool. Give it a different look, and some of it is etched, right? So you got the rustic looking copper, not the super shiny stuff, and then it's got the black uh, in the depth of the cutouts. How's the nut cut? It's actually pretty good. It's actually pretty good. When I got this, I didn't have to do anything to it. I just made sure it was in tune, and it wasn't far out of tune, and it plays fine. It's the pickups just a little weak. That's all. You know, these are pickups that you could probably get away with a brand new player. You know what I'm saying? They're not that bad. They're just a little weak. But a new set of pickups in this would sound phenomenal. I was thinking a Guitar Madness 84 set would be perfect in this. Or an Alnico 2 set. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, the GM 1984 set. Right? Yeah, it would be great for this. It would give it a very hard rock kind of 80s, like slashy almost kind of feel, right? That or a similar type of set with Alnico 2s. And I only really mention that because I know that Slash's guitars have the bridge pickup has an Alnico 2. They use that in his set. Excuse me, got an itch. Right? Yeah, and the 84 set's not that expensive. It's like $30 for the set. So that would be phenomenal in this guitar. That would be a great deal. Don't need tuners, but if we're going to be going with the copper look, I would want to just change a lot of this other stuff for copper. So I would get Geiger makes a copper version of this, which matches the pattern that they put in the copper covers that you can put on a set of pickups. Yeah, I think we talked about that because that's my go-to set. I like the hot rod set with the Alnico 5. That's what I go for. And when I only need a bridge, that's the bridge I get too. That's my kind of go-to. But something a little less with a little less bite in the bridge would be perfect for this. And I think that's the 1984 set. Right? So I would go for that. An all copper setup, custom knobs. I would leave the electronics alone because they work well enough, nothing to complain about. And when they go, then you upgrade the pots, right? So because this isn't about turning this into a monstrously expensive project and gutting it and getting wiring done and all that, or finally sitting down to learn how to wire myself, which that's going to be something I do soon. I'm just at the edge of like financially like being done, and so it's a balancing act, you know. Every time I want to get something, buy something, it's a balancing act. So anyway, enough about my problems, right? so anyway, this was one, okay, and this is the lone LP style I'm thinking about doing. All right. This is my Squier. I've had this for a while, and it's basically stock. When I got it, the pickguard was so far gone, it was actually separating. The layers were actually separating and warping. So I had to get a new pickguard. So I decided to do it the cheap way, and I bought a cheap set of plastic covers and knobs that the covers didn't quite fit, and I made them work. And that's the look. So I don't think it's a bad look. I got this guitar for $45, and then I spent another $30 on it. So, but we could do a lot with this guitar. All the electronics could be changed. We could upgrade the bridge. It's got the skinny block, so maybe we just change the block with no need to change the bridge. Replace the knobs with something that matches a new theme. Right? And I don't know, do something like with Hot Rails, right? Or when we take the pick guard off, we can just see what's in there and decide then. But it's an older one. It's a thinner body. It's not the full thickness body. And who knows? Maybe we do this one and give it away. Because I got a few guitars that I got too many, and I have no problem modifying a couple guitars and giving away to you guys, or giving away to somebody who deserves them, or stuff like that, right? And I say that now that I have no problem giving away to you guys, because I finally found a way, I think, to start shipping at least stateside inexpensively. So I'm working on that, and once I send Time Surfing Alien his guitar, then I'll know more. But the plan is that's going to be the first thing I send through the shipper, and then I'll see how expensive it is. That's going to be my worst case scenario, right? If you're talking about an electric guitar. So we'll do that, and then maybe we'll give this away, right? Or, not just this one. Anyway, so the Squire, that's a good one. That's actually a good first mod. You know what I mean? If somebody wants to do, so we can show them how to do that. Since the stream started, YouTube is making money off of me. Yeah, I have it set for the most conservative number of ads as possible. So I'm not trying to make money off you guys, but they only give you those options, so I can't opt out of that at all altogether. So I apologize about that. Maybe it helps to know that at least I get a few pennies out of it. That goes to the channel. But yeah, sorry about that. So that's two. Oh, I didn't have time to go get the third guitar. So I got another one of these. Yeah, no, Snug. Yeah, I do get a little bit out of that. The channel's monetized, so I'm supposed to get actually the lion's share of that, but it really is pennies. It's like a 60-40 split. It's supposed to be in my favor, I believe. These days, I don't even know anymore. It's changed so much around here, so who knows? I could be getting 40% anymore. But that sounds like a lot, but it's actually just a couple pennies. It only builds up if I get thousands of views and people actually watch thousands of those commercials. Right? If people can skip over them, using ad blockers or whatever, that's money I don't make, right? So, but I don't make a lot. I make like $100 every 3 months on this channel. That's it. I do this for my sanity, and sometimes I wonder about that. So then I have, besides those two, I have this one. We're already doing one of these, but there's so much we can do with this. I thought for a second we could actually turn it into a 30-inch scale bass, but that's not going to work. We might be able to get a baritone guitar out of it. And maybe if I can find a 28.6 inch scale neck from like an Ibanez Micro or a LTD mini series, then I could use those necks. But I don't know. But we can still do like probably a 22 fret, 27 inch scale neck. Do a baritone. Yep. Right. JMK. Do a baritone. That would be cool. I haven't ever owned a baritone, so that would be cool. I wouldn't mind owning one, right? And or we could do another 25.5 inch scale, regular guitar. I was thinking about. I still like this body as a headless guitar, right? Because it's so tiny, right? This one being so tiny, if it's a headless guitar, it's no bigger than this. Right? Imagine the headstock's there, not there. And then change this to look like on the other guitar, which is being worked on right now. My buddy's wiring it up for me. He's not sure what to do. He's never seen a scheme like this, but he says he's going to figure it out. And then he's going to double check my homework, so to speak, and the work I did, and let me know if I got to tweak anything. Because I might have to move the bridge. I might have to move it back about 1/8 of an inch, which will end up being a lot of work. Because I'm going to have to put dowels in the guitar and everything. So that's 3. I'm trying to think, because I originally had 4, but I didn't get a chance to bring that one in before it became 10 o'clock. So do those 3, and we'll do the orange one. The orange one, I want to do a review first. And this one, I don't want to actually do a lot to, because I think this guitar is pretty awesome as it is. I actually think this one would make a great guitar to do a budget upgrade for, right? It's a first guitar. Let's use it to show somebody who has this as a first guitar what they can do to help themselves. Right? Because if you just change this pickup, it's like 80% of your tone right there. Because most of us are playing on that pickup most of the time. So you can leave this one alone. This one's not that big, and in the neck position, it's usable. So with a more proper pickup here, this guitar becomes a lot better. Couple that with a new block on the trem, and you've got a nice budget upgrade. And this guitar will sound a whole lot different, a whole lot better, and a whole lot more livelier too. So that's something I want to do too. I see what you're saying about the 8-string, the Mandocello. I had never, I got to look that up. That something like that might be cool. When you say Mandocello, I think a giant mandolin. You know what I'm saying? But well, I guess that's kind of what it is, right? But yeah, you're right, JMK. These actually are really good as is. The pickups, they're not bad at all. They're just really bright and ceramic-y, and I'm not crazy about that. So, but as a neck pickup, I think it's perfectly fine. I just think if we change the bridge here and change the block, this becomes a whole different guitar. This becomes like a night and day, right? Although these six screws, you know what I mean. They're only so. CGDA. Okay, so all right, so yeah. And the cello is tuned CGDA. Okay. And Rick Nielsen plays one on Heaven Tonight. All right. I was never a big Cheap Trick guy. I mean, I always heard them growing up, It was kind of, they were there, you know what I mean? But we never thought there was anything bad about them, although Rick Nielsen always did have the coolest guitars. And the matching outfits. And what's he got? He's got that one guitar that actually is, 7 bodies? Yeah, that would turn it around too, right? Do a Tessie kill switch. I think this, this is like there's enough room in there to put a kill switch in there. Put it right in the middle, right? And that would be like, yeah, figure out a color scheme. Well, I guess if we're not doing that much to it, then we're just going to keep the chrome. So, yeah, black button. You go with all the black stuff. Ooh, pardon me. Shouldn't be drinking soda, I guess. Right. Yeah, Hammers. He played the Hammers. And it was one of their Explorer style guitars that he had that was like with the 7 necks. There was like so many necks that just sat on the floor while he played. Standing up. So but yeah. And guys, I got a lot more of these. I got I mean, I got a few that I want to keep that I want to mod, like the Fojo. Remember the Fojo guitar, the one with the. I keep looking at what I'm reading while I'm talking. I should be up there talking to you guys. So, yes, JMK. The existing tuners are actually okay on this guitar. I actually like them just fine, even for 1401. They actually feel kind of accurate. Yeah. So might be something to do in the future too, though. Tuners are always a nice upgrade, and this is YouTube, so you got to redo things over and over. You know what I mean? Every year or 2 years or so, you got to do stuff over just so you have fresh videos out there for the new people who are looking for that stuff. Right? Because after a while, your old videos don't do the they don't get the views that they used to, and the algorithm kind of forgets them. So, but yes, the existing tuners on this guitar are okay, and I'm so surprised at how good that guitar is. I paid $40 for that guitar. That's a steal. I'm gonna. Does anyone want to see a review of that? Because I was planning on doing one. So, and yeah, JMK, you heard me? Did you hear? Were you here when I was talking about the guitar kit? The guitar kit from last week. I got the thumbs up on the kit. They haven't sent it yet, so they're probably going to send it tomorrow or the next day. So hopefully by next Sunday, we'll do an unboxing here for that kit, and that should be interesting. So yeah, guys, we're going to be doing a lot more as long as I can find the funds. I'm going to be doing a lot more. We'll be doing a lot more builds. That's going to be like a lot of what we do, the majority of it for a while. I want to get rid of a lot of guitars. So this is kind of what I was feeling like doing. And then as this whole live thing evolves, it just feels like it makes sense to go that direction. So we're going to be doing a lot more builds. Snug Drawerson, yeah, I'll do it. That's cool. Yeah, JMK. I'm not sure I follow. I was rambling. So, yeah, I'm not sure. You like the idea of the budget build, Snug? Is that what you're saying? The budget build on the Ibanez with the kill switch. Okay, got you. All right. So that one should. So we'll do that one after we do the build with the headless guitar. Okay, yeah, that's where I was going. That's exactly where I was going, Snug. Yeah, so we'll do that build after we do the review. In the meantime, we've got a couple of builds going on. The bass conversion is going down right now at my buddy's shop. So, well, not right now. It's 10:30 at night, but you know what I mean. And I should get that back. Fingers crossed by the end of the week. And I'm hopeful that he's just going to do me a favor and finish it. I'm being perfectly honest. That's kind of what he ends up doing when I give him stuff like this. I don't ask. I don't assume, you know, and I just tell him to do the work you want to do, and before you know it, he's done most of it, and I only got to tweak one or two things, if anything. So, excuse me, but hopefully that'll be back at the end of the week, and we can hear it. And I can't wait to hear this thing. I am so pumped for this guitar. I think it is such a great idea the way it came out. Now, the next thing with that is going to end up being, I want to see about getting another YouTuber, one that makes guitar bodies, to make me a proper body for that. So it'll be almost identical to what that is, except for proper pickup placement and a proper battery component. So clean it up and make it look proper. Other than that, I'm looking to get somebody to make that body exactly as it is. So, and once that happens, I want to do another build. It's like the next step. This will be the finished version. You know what I mean? Where this is the first one is a proof of concept, prototype kind of thing. After this, we'll actually make a real guitar from scratch, and it'll be that guitar. Yeah. How's that? I bet he wants it done so he can play it. Brian Ragland. Okay, I'm gonna check that out. I'm gonna when this goes when we're done here, I'm gonna check this chat later, and I'm gonna check that, and I'm gonna go check him out. I also know of Guns and Guitars, Dan over at Guns and Guitars. He's cool. I was early on in my YouTube viewing experience. I was one of his #1 fans, and I could always ask Sean from Scar My Guitar, and if there's anybody else that you guys can think of, then let me know. Yeah, Guns and Guitars is great. I don't watch it for the guns, although, living in New York, it's almost impossible to get it done. So that kind of thing was never really on my radar at all. Okay, and just living in the city. But as an adult, I feel like I gotta have one. I need one. You know what I'm saying? Especially now. So that's another story. We'll eventually, I'll be, unless socialism comes in and steals the country, I'm gonna try and get it done sooner rather than later, and get some experience with it, and be a proper gun owner. What? Snug, you never heard of my channel? No, you never heard of Guns and Guitars? You should check him out. Sometimes he does work where he's testing guns and that kind of stuff, but other times he's building bass guitars from scratch, or electric guitars. He's done kit builds. He's done kit builds on some really cheap kits. So that's where I got the idea to stay away from doing kits. Big L for the algorithm. Oh yeah, if it's not showing it to you, yeah. Guns and Guitars is good stuff. You should check them out. So, but yeah, I'll definitely check out Brian Ragland, and yeah, I mean, I'm not looking to pay top dollar for a body. I'm hoping that ad popped up. Can you guys hear me now? I see an ad sign. They're warning me that an ad just started. So I don't know if I should be like taking a commercial break or not. That helps me. Snug. Let me get lots of UK guitar channels for some reason. Huh. That is kind of odd. I mean, I do watch a few UK channels, but I don't get a ton of them in my feed. Okay. All right. I guess when I do it this way, it actually lets me know when a commercial is playing for somebody. And I assume that's not when it's really, really busy in here with lots of people, but whatever. All right. So now I lost my train of thought because that sign screwed me up. Yeah. Well, Snug, I think that would have to do with how long somebody's been watching, right? Because if you've been watching, if you're watching TV, it's like every 8 minutes you get commercial breaks, right? Something like that. And everybody's in sync. But here, if they want to make sure that everybody's watching all the commercials that they're supposed to watch, they're going to put commercials in proper placement for everybody as they join, right? So, but yeah, it's all that YouTube stuff. But so anyway, so yeah, we'll work on those 4 guitars. You guys want to do the Ibanez, so we'll get to that as first. I also, like I said, I would like to do a few builds that are going to be ones that I keep instead of give away. But these are all ones I'm willing to give away. Well, maybe not the bass. I wasn't planning on showing you guys the basic first, because if we turn that into something that I don't have and I really like it, I'm probably gonna want to keep it. Let's be real, right? I don't know, but we'll see. I might want to keep it, but yeah, everything else I showed you was more or less up for grabs. I don't know. I love the Ibanez too. Look at me. I don't want to give up this. I don't want to give this up now. Holy shit. But yeah. So all right. So guys, take. What do you think of the new shirt? All right. This is going to be my giveaway shirt. This is going to be this is the cheapest shirt that I have for sale. So if anybody wants to buy a shirt, this is a good option. This is my only white shirt. So there's that too. And all everything on the in the store now is new, except for a couple of the old ones, which I feel like I got right out of the box. Eventually, they'll probably go by the wayside as other stuff comes in, but it's still available. So if you're looking to support the channel, check out the store. But fireworks. So don't look at the store here on YouTube and trust those prices. The lowest ones are probably right. Okay, but there's some of the listings they're showing prices that I never set. And then when you click the listing and then go over to this actual store, you see the real list, the price. So don't let the price here on YouTube bother you. I've been dealing with the people at Spring for like 5 days now, and they are nothing but a bunch of morons the way they handle things. I mean, they start you at ground zero every single time you get on the phone with them. So just you end up spending all day on the phone just to get or in chat just to find new ground. You know what I'm saying? Something you haven't said 8 times. Yeah, I'm the same way. Well, I got black ones, just they just don't have this print on them. And the Make Music, Make Magic one. That's a two-sided one. It's got the silhouette on the back. That may be one I give away. I was thinking about it when I made it, but then I had this design ready, and I realized, yeah, maybe this was the one to be our giveaway shirt. And for those of you that are looking for to get a shirt from the channel that as inexpensive as possible, this is the option. Anyway, so I thought I'd share that with you guys today, and we got more ads running. So I guess that's for you, Snug. Is there anybody else other than these two guys in the chat? Let me know that you're here, guys. I really would like to know you're here. There we go. We're at like 43 minutes. So, what else? What else was I going to show you guys? Oh, you know what? Let me see about. I gotta wait for this thing to move. There's a bar on my screen right now. Yes, yes. Pine Top Jackson has one of my shirts. Yeah, he's actually the first person I gave a shirt to. I did a shirt swap with him. I have his shirt in here, but I've worn it so much, it's hard to tell that it's his. But yes, Pine Top is cool. He's gotten very much into doing the urban exploration of abandoned buildings and work sites and things like that. So I haven't been I haven't been watching too much from him lately. But yeah, and when you need to know something about an older guitar, something that's a bit unusual, he is a great resource. Absolutely. He knows all about Greco guitars and who made what in Japan and all these other guys. Yeah, he's cool like that. So he's definitely a cool guy. If you if you leave a comment and you want to mention RJ's Cave, go ahead. Oh, Snug, that ad wasn't for you, so somebody else is hanging out here. So let me see. Here, let me see if I can share this screen with you. So What do you guys think of this? All right, let me see if I can find it now. All right, this is King Tone. They do custom mods for guitars, right? Uh, I can't say custom, but they're unique. They have a couple of unique things. So, and someone else was looking at this stuff. So they got a few pedals. And that seems like a unique set of pickups. These are what I'm looking for. King Tone switches. Let's just do the classic one. Right. All right. You guys can see that, right? So this is a switch that changes your tone to several different presets. Instead of having a dial, this is like having a bunch of different capacitors on a dial, on a dial that clicks, right? So you have like 6 settings: click, 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 right? Or whatever. And with this does it without the capacitors. That's how I understand it. Okay. And its settings, let me show you the settings. Let's see how much you actually see here. Okay, this is cool. You guys can see most of this. Yeah, this is basically just replaces a tone control in a Strat, or any other guitar for that matter. They show everything in a Strat. I guess that's the most common modding guitar, right? I mean, it's a Strat. So here's what you get, right? It's 6 positions. You can set inside the device. There's toggle switches, little toggle switches. You can play around with those dip switches, and you have 16 different, up to 16 different settings. You can control 6 at a time. So, as it says here, works alongside your remaining tone control. Okay. So the open setting, the standard setting is treble bleed bypass, and then from there, I think the rest is the different effect, the different tone changes, and maybe a treble bleed. Oh, right. Okay. The treble bleed is part of the whole thing. You're right, Snug. This isn't cheap. This isn't cheap, but because they make this, there might be other options out there as well. But I didn't want to forget about this because I think this is a good possibility for something simple, like the Squire, right? It's an inexpensive guitar. To spend $100 on it and do that might not be such a bad thing, even though the pickups in the Squire are a little lacking. So maybe that's something to do with, maybe that's something to do along with doing a pickguard swap and a new block, probably. But anyway, so, and the great thing about this is there's no battery, right? So, all right. And right here, this shows, this is the one we're looking at, the Classic. This is one that they've refined for specifically blues tones. I don't know how much of a difference you're going to hear, but I mean, why not, right? If they can do it, great. So it's got the SRV setting. How about that? You want to sound like Stevie Ray Vaughan? There you go. All you need is a set of 17 gauge strings and this mod, right? So, yeah, and one big difference between the two of them is One, the Classic, has more widespread tonal range, and this one, I guess because it's more specific to the blues, is a more limited range. That makes sense, right? And because the blues version is about duplicating blues tones, it doesn't use a treble bleed. So it's different in that respect too. So if you're still looking to keep your regular tone, get the blues one and then use that to sound like the blues. The Albert setting. Oh yes, I see what you say. You're talking about up here, number 5. Yeah, right. Albert King. He had the he played the B. He played the upside down B, right? The Gibson. So, but this could be cool, right? These are the kind of things I want to explore on the channel, right? So to that end, I'm gonna finally go out and get a soldering gun, and I'm gonna start trying to do some of the stuff around here. I probably won't have time to learn on my own, so off camera. So you'll probably be seeing me screw things up for the first time live. So should be pretty entertaining. But yeah, I'm gonna start learning that stuff. I'm gonna get a proper set of luthiers, rulers, and things like that for fretboards, measuring fretboards, and all that. Or maybe I'll just make my own. Buy a couple of yardsticks, cut them up. So, would that switch help make iffy pickups sound better, or would it just make it more obvious they aren't great? That's a good question. That's a good question. Ultimately, I think we'll find that out together, right? Or something we can find out together. But um, I'm gonna say my guess is that if a pickup is lacking specific tones that this one cuts out, then you might be okay for those tones. But if it's the other way around, then it might not work out so well. You might end up losing any quality of the tone that you have. So, I mean, it would be worth experimenting. Um, but I would ideally experiment on a Strat, because if you did that on a Strat with cheap Strat, ugh. Okay, Bob. All right. If you did that on a Strat with cheap pickups, it's easy enough to swap in a new pick guard with everything else new uh, after the fact, and just move that tone knob over to the new pick guard. On another guitar, it would be a major job to change each pickup one at a time. It is kind of like having an effects pedal. I think of it as tonal presets, right? It's tone presets. That's kind of the way I think about it. But yeah, if you could put this in an effects pedal, no problem, right? As a matter of fact, you could put it in an effects pedal and have it set up so that every time you pressed it, you cycle through the 6. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Or just a long press to turn it off or on, something like that. That might be worth doing, right? That might be worth uh, might be worth putting together as a tone control. So I don't know, JMK, you want to try that? Let me know. But would be something to explore in the future too, after I build my skills, right? But yeah, it could be worth it. Right? Imagine being the guy who figures out how to put that in a pedal, right? You figure out how to put that in a pedal, and people like it. Well, now that $99 switch is a $300 pedal, $400 custom pedal, right? So, so for you guys, if you find other things like this, I'm good at Artec. I got their website bookmarked, so I'm good at Artec and everything they offer, and they offer a lot. And we're going to explore a few more things from them. But If you happen to know, there's a lot of little guys with these kinds of things. So if you happen to find anything, even if it's a listing on eBay for a treble bleed pot pre-made, you know what I mean? That would be I would want to know about it so that I could remember it for the future. So we're coming up on an hour, guys. I'm going to call it at about an hour. So, yeah, I apologize for not really having more formal planning for this one. I was kind of hoping to have the kit here, right? The guitar kit. I really wanted to do that unboxing here. So instead, hopefully it's here for next week. So next week we'll do an unboxing for a headless guitar kit. Fingers crossed. And I think going forward, this is going to be the main thing. I'm still going to be doing videos, and I'm still going to be trying to do weekly for the near future, but they may fall a little behind as this gets better, and the things may become more oriented to what's going on here. That's what I would like to do. Eventually, the videos should be reflective of what's going on here. So when we do a build, I'll be doing the build on video. I'll be doing some of it with you guys here, unboxing here, sound test here, and a review video, that kind of thing. So it'll be like a build update video, and then like a final review video or something like that, or a sound test video. But in between, we'll be doing everything, more or less everything here, or parts of it here. So it's going to be about doing things here and sharing them with the rest of YouTube. That's the plan. The better I get at doing this stuff here, the more it's going to be like that. And I wanted to build all the time. I'm thinking about getting in touch with people to do more kit builds, to do more mod builds. I'm thinking about, what do you guys think about Tees guitars? I have some thoughts about doing things with Tees guitars, and I want your opinions on them. Because if it's, or actually for any brand, I'm asking about Tees guitars specifically right now, but for any brand, let me know how you feel. Because if there's brands that you guys don't want me to do here, then you know how it is. All right, Snug, I understand, buddy. Yeah, it's getting to be that time anyway, right? So I understand. So thanks for hanging out with me. As always, Snug, I appreciate you, buddy. Keep the I was going to try and say something. Nothing came to mind. But thank you. Thanks for coming. You are awesome, buddy. I appreciate you very much. And I'll see you soon. Take care. So, so I want to do more stuff like the builds, and I want to keep exploring different mods as well, because there are some that everybody does, some very popular ones. I want to try and explore different things. So I'm looking to get more companies involved, more sponsorships, maybe not financial ones, but tools and parts and that kind of stuff. So yeah, this is I want to use the live as a way of growing everything, and I want to be able to do this, give back, and have fun, and build a guitar collection along the way. And if I could pocket a couple dollars before I die, thank you. Right? That's kind of how it is. Anyway, so yeah, man, it's just about an hour, so I'll count it down. It's like another minute or two, and then we'll say goodbye. All right. So, JMK, thank you for coming. San Diego, that is like the most perfect weather in the world, right? Some people say that. Isn't it like 74 degrees year round? Like that's the average temperature. So I hear a bus over there is like $4. Maybe now it's like $6. 92. Yeah. Yeah, today it was here. It was 85, but it was like 95% humidity. It was like wearing. It was like wearing soup wherever you go. But 92, yeah, nice. I've never been to San Diego. I have been to California though, L.A. and San Francisco when I was a kid. But wow, that's California, man. That's California for you. $3,000 for a two-bedroom, and that's an apartment. That's not even a house, right? I know I'm at half that, and I have half a house. But this is an exception. It's usually about another grand. And if you go into Manhattan or Brooklyn, you're talking three times that. Wow. Three three bills for an apartment. They don't want you to keep any of your money, right? You know that, right? So, wow, huge difference. You see what difference it is? Republicans versus Democrats. You know, although Arizona's on the edge. But yeah, $800 for the same apartment. That's amazing. That's amazing. Where in Arizona? When I was a kid, they were planning on. My parents were planning on moving. Sure, just saying. I know. Uh, my parents were looking to move to Prescott or Sedona, Arizona. At the time, Sedona was the place to move. There was nobody there. Tucson. Okay. Okay. I hear that's on the up, Tucson. It was a time when it wasn't the place to go, like in the 90s. But now it's on the up, I hear. Good things. Good things. Got to own a bar. If you can get a bar in Arizona, from what I understand, you do all right. But that was my father was looking into when I was a teenager, and he told me that the way the licensing works there, if you can get a bar, get a license, you're set. Because they only have a handful. There's only so many licenses. So nice though. Good for you. Good for you getting out of California and into some place that's a little more relatable to humans, right? Because in California, they want you to be homeless. They actually pay people more money to be homeless than they do when they need help and they have an apartment. I've actually seen people on TV who are homeless say that. Yeah, true story. So, but listen, that's it. I know it's late. Well, it's late for me. It's 3 hours earlier for you, but I'm going to call it. Thanks for coming by, man. I appreciate it. And yeah, let me get out of this so I can say a proper goodbye. But free fentanyl in San Francisco, yeah, and you can shit on the streets, right? Yeah, isn't that nice and classy? And I hear that the car break-ins have become so commonplace that insurance companies don't even cover it anymore. So, but yeah, man. All right, I'm gonna call it. Thank you very much for coming by. Anyone else who's here who hasn't taken part in the chat, thank you for coming. I appreciate you very much. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and all that stuff, and keep an eye out for polls and other things like that because I want to keep this going with the builds. And so I need I need you guys to input. I still didn't say it right. I need the input from you guys. There you go. Anyway, that's going to do it, guys. Thank you for joining. I almost said guy. Thank you for coming, guys. You've been awesome. I've been RJ. Until the next one, take it easy.